I believe every man has his niche of women that he can get. I believe that, right? And every single man, including you watching this video, listening to my voice right now, have a niche of women, girls that will gravitate towards them depending on your age, of course. And the reason I believe in this so passionately and so vehemently is because I've seen it work. I've seen guys from different backgrounds, different aesthetic, different approach, different swag styles attract women. All right? But before I proceed, I have to give a disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. This is not to bash. This is not to come after anybody. I am simply making an illustration that is aimed at educating people. Okay, now that that's out of the way, the first niche that we are going to talk about broadly, and by the way, this video, I'm going to speak on all the niches that I have observed personally. I'm going to speak broadly on each of them, and then I'll make separate videos going deeper on every single niche that I mentioned, because I think it's important. And if you fall into any of the niches I'm going to discuss today, please let me know in the comment section. I'm quite curious to hear which of them you relate to the most. I think it's quite interesting to discuss. With that out of the way, let's get into it. So the first niche that I want to talk about is the pretty boy, right? The pretty boy archetype. We all know the pretty boy. We've all seen him from high school to college to out and about. The pretty boy, his aesthetic, right, is very visual. He's very looks driven, hence pretty. He's very nice to look at. He's not usually fit. He's just, he's a cute face. He's got a really nice face. The pretty boy's hook is his face. It's not his body. But usually they have good bodies too, but it's the face. They got a really pretty face. And most pretty boys know how to dress, right? If you notice, any guy that is popular as being a pretty boy, I think Justin Bieber was known as a pretty boy. In the black community, Chris Brown is seen as a pretty boy, right? They know how to dress as well. They've got really nice faces. I mean, according to women, right? Now, what type of women will gravitate towards the pretty boy? Typically, the pretty boy attracts women in their 20s, right? Young women, very social media active type women, validation seeking types, who value aesthetics. The kind of women, typically younger women, let's be real, teenage girls, women in their 20s, early 20s, sometimes in their late 20s too. They are attracted to this kind of, boyish, clean look. Again, these guys know how to dress, okay? And in terms of dating, a lot of women, they will see this guy more as a fun guy. He's the guy that you say, oh, I dated this guy, he was so good looking. That's the pretty boy. And in terms of the range, when it comes to dating, the pretty boy, I think he can date across different tiers of women. I really believe that. He's good looking, so his looks get him through the door. But oftentimes he doesn't have depth emotionally because he's pretty. Because he's a pretty boy, he doesn't have to develop personality. He doesn't have to develop, other aspects to his character. He's pretty. He's going to get a woman regardless. He's going to get a girl. He probably has 5 waiting on him. So he can afford to do that. And oftentimes the women, they typically age out. Here's something that I've noticed. Again, everything I'm speaking on, I've seen in real life. Okay? Women typically age out of the pretty boy fascination. But a lot of pretty boys, they get a lot of attention and play from younger women in their 20s, man. If you're a pretty boy in high school, boy oh boy. But in summary for the pretty boy, he typically wins instantly. But he loses eventually because either he loses interest or the women loses interest, but it usually doesn't last long. I've noticed that. And as the pretty boy gets older, if he's able to maintain his attractiveness, he becomes more of a rugged, handsome, rugged-looking type guy. if he's able to maintain his looks, So that's the first archetype, the pretty boy. Are you a pretty boy? Were you a pretty boy? Am I speaking the truth? Am I making sense? Am I talking absolute bonkers? Let me know in the comment section, guys. And guys, please do not forget to like, subscribe, share. I'm trying to get this channel to 10K subscribers by end of 2026. Help me with this, please. The second archetype that I want to, touch on briefly is the social charmer, right? The social charmer, he has high charisma. He's not always the best looking guy. Average. The social charmer is average looks, moderate looks, but very high charisma. And this is why I tell you guys that it's not always about looks. And this is the beauty of men. We have different things we can bring to the table to be attractive. The social charmer has moderate looks, but very high charisma, right? The kind of women that gravitates towards the social charmer tends to be friendly women, extroverted women who love conversation and energy, because women do care about the energy of a guy, right? So mid to high attractiveness. So, the woman can be very attractive. She could be, average looking, but regardless of how she looks like, she's very socially open. She's very social. She likes a guy with high energy. And this is what the social charmer brings. And because the social charmer typically is good with people, he also typically has high status because he knows people and he has connections, and that's attractive. When you bring everything together, it is attractive to women because he knows people and he's decent looking, right? He's not the best looking. The social charmer is no pretty boy, but he's well connected. Does that make sense? So it's not always about looks. He's average looking, sometimes even below average looking, but he's funny, he's charismatic, he knows people, he has high energy, people like him. So, social proof. You think that doesn't get women? Bro, in terms of the range of women that he gets, he typically gets very attractive women because of his charisma. Because again, it's not just about looks. The social charmer is not the best looking guy, but he knows how to make women feel seen. His charm wins hearts fast, but keeping her respect takes balance. So that's something the social charmer is pretty good at, right? He knows how to keep a woman interested in him. Because you don't want to be too extreme high energy guy, then she can see you as just nothing but a clown, right? Social charmers get women sometimes more than the pretty boy. I can't lie. Because think about it. Oftentimes the pretty boy just got looks. That's it. Just got looks. The social charmer puts in work. Number three. The third archetype is the silence power archetype. The silence guy, right? The calm, the cool, calm, collected, introverted, right? The introverted guy. Low expression, high presence. You know those guys that don't talk much, but when they are around, people just feel safe? That's the silent power guy. His niche, he leads with stability, calm energy, and leadership vibe. Have you noticed that typically the calmest guy is often seen as like the leader? It's a weird human dynamic thing. The more you talk, the more you yap, the less people see you as leader. It's a weird thing. But if you talk just enough, but you maintain some type of mystery and calmness about you, you're often seen as the leader. It's weird. So the type of women that he's going to typically attract are going to be quite introverted women, traditional women that have like traditional values. They have this conservative belief. They will typically gravitate towards this silent power kind of guy. Or emotionally grounded women, right? The ones that love safety over excitement. You know what I mean? So this guy who could be considered introverted, if he knows how to wield that power, he's going to get women because there are women that are attracted to that. So for example, if you're in America, you may not do very well in a high energy, high vibration, high energy place like California, Miami, but maybe if you go to the Midwest, you could do very well there because it seems that that's more traditional values in America like that, right? No, that place. So location also matters, right? So the range of the silent guy, he typically attracts women in the average looks range, often older women, or more emotionally mature women. And I've seen this happen. When I was in school, when I was in university, there was this Russian guy, nerdy, calm, collected, ruthlessly smart, nerdy as can be. He got women. He got a girl. He got a girl from Mexico. She was an exchange student. I think they dated for a while and then they broke up. But hey, she liked him. He liked her. He made it work. He doesn't talk much, but he owns the room when he walks in. The quiet man doesn't chase. He draws people in through silence. And the catch with a silent power niche is they oftentimes, if you look decent, right? If you look decent, you don't have to be the best. If you look put together, and when I mean look decent, I don't really mean your face overall, right? You dress well, you are decently known, kinda. Maybe not the most known, like the charisma guy or the pretty boy, but some people know you, and people that matter know you. Man, that is, in fact, I would even argue I like the silent power kind of guy. That's, for me, that's one of my favorite niche, with some caveats. If you are a silent power guy, you look decent and people kind of know you, especially the popular people in that space. If they know you and they make it known that they know you and they respect you, hey, bro. To me, that is the sweet spot. Personally, this is the sweet spot. Because you don't have to talk too much. People that matter know you. Women are going to come to you. Simple. The fourth niche of men is the Grindset builder. This is the guy that is all about work. He's all about mission, getting his money. You call this kind of guys the ambitious men, the conquer the world kind of men, right? This is number 4. This is a, status. He's very status focused man. Getting the best job, keeping the best job, getting the best promotion, getting his business up and running. He's very money focused, quite frankly. Long-term potential. These guys, if they stay focused, they win. They win a lot, right? They win the money game. They win the status game. They win the power game that comes with money and status, The typical kind of women, the ambitious Grindset builder kind of man gets, women typically in their late 20s, right? In their late 20s, 30s. Because oftentimes these guys, they won't be exciting to the girl in the teenage girl or the early 20s kind of girl. I mean, she's looking to the pretty boy and the hyper charisma guy. That's the guy she's looking for because that's exciting. The Grindset guy is not exciting. He's going to be exciting to the late 20s, late 30s, 40s, older women that are looking for stability, women that are, looking for stability, career women, right? Are looking for that. The range of women he will get, typically attractive, right? Average looking women to, yeah. Depending on his financial success though, he often attracts women looking for direction, not drama often. So, and this comes in different types of looks. I can't say. These kind of men are too focused on playing games, right? And he's typically ignored because he's not loud. He's usually just working and he's busy. He's out of the way. Most women don't notice him until he's already made it. Then act like he was always the one. You know what I mean? So the 5th type, archetype, the niche, is the funny guy. We all know this. Again, funny guy, the humorous guy. This guy has high personality, but is typically low on status, right? He's the class clown. He's the guy that makes other people feel good. And we love the class clown. We love the funny guy. We love funny people. Human beings in general like funny people. We do. Why? These kind of guys, the funny guy, he leads with comfort, emotions, right? So you see, it's not always about the looks. And these guys don't even have to be attractive. There's a lot of comedians that we all love and respect who are not the very good looking dude. Patrice O'Neal is a good example. Bill Burr is a good example. I'm not calling these guys ugly, man. Who am I to call somebody ugly? I'm just saying these guys are not going to win a modeling contract. Let's be real. I'm not going to win a modeling contract. So it's not an insult. I'm just saying these guys are very funny. They are hilarious. I still listen to Bill Burr till this day. He's funny. But because it's funny and women like funny guys, it makes them feel good. It makes them feel safe. Right? The kind of women they're going to get, the funny guy, is the approachable woman, the friendly woman, you know, she likes to laugh. You know, she's the girl next door kind of girl. You know what I mean? And in terms of attractiveness and looks, you know, she's going to be average looking. You know, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. He makes her laugh, but rarely makes her feel desire. The funny guy is loved by everyone except the one he truly wants. You know, there's this stereotype that the most funny guys carry the most pain, which is not wrong, quite frankly, from my own lived experience. The sixth type of archetype, the sixth type of niche for men is the nerd, the intellectual, the smart guy, right? This is the guy that is smart. He overthinks, right? Because a lot of you think it's just looks. No, nerdy guys get girls too, right? These are the kind of guys that they value deep talk, mental connection, stability, safety, logic. The kind of women that he's going to attract are other nerds, right? Creative women, introspective women, women that are typically into art, you know, psychology, books, creatives. There's a strong connection between nerdy men and creative women. I've noticed this, man. It's a bond and pairing made. I don't know where it's made, but I've seen them a lot. And they're typically lost. And in terms of range, he's going to attract mid to high intelligence women, very intelligent women too, right? The attraction often grows through conversation, right? So you guys see the power of conversation. It's not just looks. Can you talk to women, dude? Can you connect with her mentally? That matters. It matters a lot. And so far, we've gone through different types of niches of guys, different archetypes of guys, and they all get women. And every guy listening to this audio right now, you fall into at least one of these categories, if not multiple line. You fall into one of these categories. So number 6 is the intelligent guy, the nerd. He connects through her mind, not the body. But in dating, that can be both a superpower and a curse. That is true. Because you can connect with a woman mentally and she doesn't find you sexually attractive. That's another conversation though. But let's do a recap of the niches we've covered so far. So the first niche, the pretty boy. The second niche is the social charmer. The third niche is the silent power, the introvert. The fourth is the grindset builder, the ambitious man. The fifth is the funny guy, the class clown type. And number 6 is the nerd, the intellectual. Number 7 is the loner, the detached realist. He's independent, he's mysterious, he has emotional resilience. This is the guy that just loves being by himself. Some of you guys call him the Sigma, right? I don't believe in that Sigma or alpha male thing, but that's what you guys use, so we're going to use that. The kind of women that typically he attracts are the curious women, right? The artistic, empathetic women. They want to fix, they want to understand. A lot of bad boys tend to be loners. You know that? That's the thing. A lot of quote unquote bad boys fit into like the loner archetype, right? He attracts the I can fix him type women. The range is random, bro. Like these guys have a very wide range of women. They can attract the super attractive model type woman, the average looking woman, the below average looking woman, you know, and he gets fascination from women. Because you have to understand, if he looks decent, right, and he's not a creep, he's going to get attention. Because you have to understand, in a lot of books that cater to women, there's a lot of fantasy around this kind of guys. You know, the mysterious billionaire, the mysterious bad boy who just needed her to come fix him. A lot of women buy into that stuff, right? This is my niche, the late bloomer. And I know for certain it's some of you guys as well. We are late bloomers on this channel, man. All right. So the niche, these are men that have grown. They have humility. They have quiet ambition. The kind of women you will attract are women who value emotional safety and progress, often mid-tier women or women that were overlooked themselves. This is my case. This is my case. You know, and I'm not ashamed of this. This is my niche and I buy into it. I'm good. And you see, this is something a lot of men need to understand. Stop being embarrassed of your niche, bro. That's your niche. Destroy it. Love it. It's you. Look, don't be ashamed of the women that find you attractive, dude. Embrace it. Stop trying to look at what other men are attracting. Love the women that love you back. In my opinion, if you find a way to be attracted to them, that's just my opinion, bro. Now, if you're just not, you're just not. But I love the women that are, for me, the most attractive woman to me is the woman that also finds me attractive. End of story. If I find her attractive and she also finds me attractive, she's the most attractive woman to me. I don't give a damn. I'm done. That's it. And that's the way you need to approach your life so that you don't overextend yourself. So the range of women the late bloomer guy gets is broad. And I've seen it. The kind of women he gets, it really depends, dude. I have had women that were above my league. I cannot lie. But it never lasted. I'm an average looking guy. I get average women. That's fine. But I get women that were above my league. And I'm like, what? But it never lasted. This is the guy that used to be invisible. Like me. Now he's rising. Like I am. The late bloomer doesn't chase approval. He chases evolution. Now that's me. And I'm sure that's some of you too. Number nine. This is the physical alpha male, gym bro, looks max, like dominance guy, loud mouth. This guy, he gets immediate attraction, primal presence. This is typically the gym bro, hyper, meathead. The kind of women he gets hyper feminine, appearance focused women who respond to physical dominance, right? He has a wide range of women he can attract, let's be real, right? But mostly short term, high drama, because it's very superficial. Now, this is not the law, but this is just what I've observed, okay? Again, keep in mind, I'm only speaking from things that I have seen myself because I am a late bloomer and because women typically gravitate towards me. I've had the privilege of sitting with them and seeing the kind of guys and how they react to different types of guys, okay? Every room feels its energy. He attracts easily, but keeping love is harder than lifting weights. These are the guys that they can get women to have sex with. Absolutely. They can get a woman every day, but it never lasts, right? Because there's so many of them. And number 10, this is the balanced man. This is the rarest of them all. This is the man that has all the niches that I mentioned above and then some. The balanced man is the rare hybrid, which most of us are not. Let's be real. He has leadership skills, security skill, emotionally balanced. He attracts mature, feminine women seeking peace, often late 20s, mid-30s. He has a wide range, bro. He's respected by both genders, wanted by few who can match him, right? He's the man every guy claims to be, but few actually are. Like I said earlier, it took him years to balance strength and peace. And that's why he wins quietly. Okay, so let's summarize all the niches I covered. The first is the pretty boy. Looks driven, low depth, low emotional. Typically attracts women in their 20s, social media, hype focused women, validation seeking types. You got a social charmer, number 2. High charisma, moderate looks. He typically gets the friendly, extroverted girls who love conversation. Number 3 is the introvert, the silent power, right? Calm, still. You also attract introverted women, emotionally grounded women, the ones that crave, safety over excitement. The Grindset, the ambitious man, is very focused on work, is very mission-oriented. Late 20s, late 30s, women seeking stability. The funny guy, high personality, typically has low status. He typically gets women that are approachable, friendly, who like to laugh, right? Along those lines. You have the nerd, number 6. There's the guy that, he leads with his intelligence and his ability to have deep conversations, right? He gets the women that are creative, the introspectors, women that love to focus on themselves. That's typically who he gets. Number 7 is the loner, right? The loner, he's detached, he's hyper independent. He gets women that are curious about him, typically women that have this I can fix him type personality or mentality. The laborer, like myself, he's focused on growth, humility, quiet ambition. Typically gets women who are emotionally, looking for safety. They value that. They value progress. They are typically average-looking women. I can speak to that. Number 9 is the dominant physical alpha male, gym bro, has a lot of sex, gets a lot of women, but typically nothing lasts because it's very superficial. Number 10 is the rare breed, the hybrid, the balanced man, right? Leadership, secure, emotionally balanced. Gets women that are mature, feminine, looking for peace, often in your late 20s and mid 30s. Now, we actually have some bonus. There's some bonus archetypes that I want to share with you guys, right? The invisible. You know, this is the Blackpill. This is the guy that gets ignored, right? This is the guy that society doesn't even acknowledge. I call him the invisible man. He's average, ignored. He's hidden. He has a lot of discipline. The women he gets, typically none. He's filtered out by a looks-first culture. He improves drastically with status or body transformation. So this is the Blackpill, looks maxer. No one looks his way until he changes. The invisible man lives in the shadows of the algorithm, but silence breeds hunger. Number 2 is the exotic outsider. This is something, you're not the majority. You're not the majority in the culture you're living in. There's a lot of cultural differences. This is the women that are curious about you, unique, different. The women who crave novelty, they travel rebellion. Like when, different race, for example. The woman just wanna explore you. The range is polarized, either invisible or fetishized. It can be quite sad. He doesn't fit her box. Some ignore him. Some obsess over him. But that's the gift and curse of being different. Number 3, the spiritual man. Calm, reflective, minimalist. This is the guy that is, he's into crystals and chakras and all that stuff. He gets girls, bro. You'd be amazed. He gets women that are typically feminine, nurturing, empathetic. Women that are done with the party phase. It's typically, it range. He has a range of women. Women that are loyal, he gets. Number 4 is a creative rebel, non-conforming. These guys get a lot of girls, bro. I can't lie. A lot of women too. He's free-spirited. He gets free-spirited women, emotionally open women, high creative types. His range is hit or miss. Then you got the provider, right? The man who leads with money. He gets women that are practical, family-minded. He's not flashy. He's reliable, the kind of man women notice after they've been hurt by the flashier ones. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a speed run of the niche series. Like I said, I'm going to dedicate separate videos to go deeper into each of these niches. Let me know in the comment section which niche you are, okay? And then let's take it from there. In the meantime, I wish you a fantastic day and hope to build this out further. Cheers.